How's it going, my fellow Cafficians? This is Causation Keda speaking, and this is a 5-minute review, more or less, of a game called Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Lair. Without trying to give any spoilers, should you play this game, assuming you like 2D platformers, I would say yes. The music is amazing. The level creation is wonderful. Obviously, Yuka and Laylee come back from their first game, which is called Yooka-Laylee. So everything they do is obviously lovable when it comes to everything as to how they react, how they interact with the characters, the powers that they use, both when you have them both or when you happen to lose the bat, which is Laylee. You gain and lose powers depending on whether you have one or both of the characters, which is amazing. The checkpoints, the tonics, the characters, the dialogue. I mean, everything about this game is actually good. I guess you can say one flaw is the feathers. Kind of like in Yooka-Laylee, the reason why you want to pick up the feathers is because there's 100 of them that you can find throughout the game, or the level that you're in. But in this one, there's just feathers everywhere. Those are used. Quills. Those are used for buying tonics and being able to use them inside of the levels themselves and not outside in the overworld. One amazing thing about the game is the overworld, where the levels themselves are 2D platformers, but the overworld is actually a 3D landscape that you can search around and change, kind of like the levels themselves. Again, each level has 2 levels in it, so each world, each chapter has 2 levels inside. One, I guess you can say the one that you start with, and then the second one is the much harder version, in a sense, where things change. Like, for instance, the first section would be just pure platforming. The second section would then be swimming, or you go from left to right, and then in some other levels, you, instead of going left and right, you would then go up and down, kind of thing, for example. So the creativity for changing the world that you were already in into something totally different and actually feel different is really great. One thing that I was afraid of for this game was how easy is it going to be, and is it going to ruin the fun that you will have by playing levels? And in actuality, it turns out that the game can actually get really difficult, or just moderately difficult, depending on how good you are when it comes to playing the game. So in each level, there are 5 coins that you can pick up, as you just saw. And again, the quills, which you can use in order to buy tonics. And just in general, the difficulty-ness trying to find the coins or secret areas that you can exit out of can actually be super fun and interesting, considering the fact that you need to search basically every nook and cranny in order to find these things. Sometimes they're not always just in front of your face, which is amazing. And another amazing thing about this game is the reason why it's called Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Lair is because you can actually beat the game right from the start. So as soon as you start playing the game, you can actually go and finish the game. I won't tell you how or even why, but I will say that I was attempting to do this right up until today. Maybe it was just because of the way the day was for me or something, where it's super frustrating and extremely difficult to try and beat the game from the very start. But again, that's what makes this game extremely fun, is the fact that the developers of the game actually made it so you can beat the game right from the beginning, which is hilarious. It won't be an easy task. I'll try to continue and do this to beat the game from the beginning, but I definitely won't promise that I'll be able to finish it. So if you're interested in um, seeing that, in case I never did do it, make sure to let me know in the comments below. That being said, again, I believe every single track in this game is actually unique to its level. So for instance, chapter 1 has 2 levels that you can go into. And I want to say each level has its own unique track. So it has its track, and then it has like the remixed version of that same track. So none of the levels, as far as I can remember, are the same, which is asking for a whole lot when it comes to an indie game, because this, in case you did not know, is still an indie title where it's just a small little game company making games. This is only the second game that Playtonics has made, but regardless, it's definitely not one to bypass if, again, you enjoy 2D platformer games. Like, it's just way too good. That being said, I don't have much more to say, so if I did end up missing something, make sure to let me know. You do have a little sneak peek of what the game is right there in the background. But other than that, I hope this helped in just the slightest of ways. I believe it took me, I can't check right now, but it took me, I want to say, less than 20 hours to get 100%. But there are tonics that you can pick up outside in the main world, in the overworld, that will not be easy to find, but it'll definitely be well worth checking out in case you are interested in seeing what this game actually has to offer, because you can actually change Yooka-Laylee, you can change the image where it'll be different. Just check out the playthrough. You'll see me cycling through all of the different tonics that I have found during the playthrough itself. And you can actually change some of the power-ups, where you can give a Laylee sonar so she can help you find secret areas, or make it so your invisibility when you take damage lasts longer, or you move faster, swim faster, things like that. I'm sure there's a lot that I missed, but again, the music is fantastic. I say there is no bad track in this game. The levels are definitely very good, considering the fact that they use the same layout twice, but never in the exact same way. And just overall, you should definitely give this game a try. Check it out for yourself. And with that, peace out. Boosh.